She drew her own blood and spilled it all over the floor. She cleaned the floor and deliberately left a few blood stains on the furniture. She smeared blood on a wooden stick and placed it in the fireplace, setting it on fire. Everything was staged to make it look as though her husband had murdered her. Soon afterward, her husband received a call from a neighbor. The man rushed home in a panic, but deep down, he was somewhat relieved. He had grown tired of his wife long ago. What he never imagined was that this was all part of a trap Amy had carefully prepared for him. The police quickly arrived at the scene. A female detective noticed blood on a cabinet. She then discovered signs that other bloodstains had been wiped away. Soon afterward, they found an envelope in the bedroom. Nick didn't seem surprised. He explained that his wife loved creating elaborate treasure hunt games. Following the clues, they went to Nick's office. A second letter was waiting on his desk. The detective also found a pair of underwear inside a box. Nick insisted that this was just another one of Amy's games. That night, Nick went to a house where the third letter had been left. Suddenly, the detective appeared. Nick hurriedly slipped the letter into his pocket. It was obvious that the detective had begun to suspect him. However, she still had no solid evidence. Everything was unfolding exactly as Amy had planned. To conceal her identity, Amy struck herself hard with a hammer. Then she cut her hair short and changed its color. She contacted one of her ex-boyfriends and lied to him, claiming that her husband had abused her. She begged him for help. Her story awakened his protective instincts. He hid Amy in his mansion, convinced that no one would ever find her there. But Amy never expected Nick to publicly express remorse during a television interview. He claimed that he loved his wife deeply and tried to win the public's sympathy. Amy knew he was putting on an act. She needed to find a way back. So she deliberately untucked the man's shirt and messed up his hair. She made sure it was all captured by the security cameras. After he left, Amy slammed herself into the glass near the doorway and pretended to be in terrible pain. The moment the man returned, she walked toward him. Then, catching him off guard, she pulled a knife from beneath a pillow. The next day, Nick opened the door. What he saw left him stunned. Amy was covered in blood. She collapsed into her husband's arms and lost consciousness. When Amy woke up, she told the police that her ex-boyfriend had kidnapped her. She claimed that she had been forced to kill him in order to escape. Amy successfully portrayed herself as the victim. She even criticized the police for nearly accusing her husband of murder. People believed every word she said. Amy smiled in triumph. Under police escort, the couple returned home. To everyone else, they appeared to be the perfect married couple, but only Nick knew what his wife had really done. Amy no longer bothered to hide her true nature. She knew Nick would never dare file for divorce. Doing so would contradict everything he had said during his public interviews. Only then did Nick realize that he had fallen into his wife's trap. But there was nothing he could do. He was now trapped in the marriage, forced to continue playing the role of a loving husband alongside Amy.